And personally, I don't speak for everyone in this network. I want to be clear. I'm speaking for myself. I'm done with them completely. The Democratic Party, every single one of them, that includes the squad, I don't care anymore. They have not delivered. They have not delivered. I'm done.
You're tuned in to Kaz TV.
Has Anna left the left? That's what it sounds like in her latest interview with Jillian Michaels. For those who don't know, Anna Kasparian is a key figure on the Young Turks, one of the largest progressive news platforms in the world.
I don't care what the Bible says. You have every right in the world. All those women who identify with your religion have every right in the world to not get an abortion, to not take birth control, but they do not have the right to dictate my life and what I decide to do with my body. I don't care about your goddamn religion. I'm so tired of having nonstop conversations about what the Bible says. You live your life in the way that you interpret the Bible. Again, I don't care, but you don't get to take the Bible and tell me, well, the Bible says this in this chapter, in this verse. I don't care. I don't care. I don't believe in it. And I have the right, based on our Constitution, to not believe in it.
But in this interview, she's saying how the left that she came to know and love has gone too far, something that a lot of us have noticed, and that this isn't the same party she once believed in. Let's dive into it.
Talk to me about where you're at.
I'm at a point where I actually do not want to be pigeonholed in any political tribe or identity, because everything has become very dogmatic. And if you don't buy into the entirety of the dogma, you open yourself up to backlash and being, kicked out of the tribe. And it's like, it's not a fun experience. But I think when you come at every issue from a place of, all right, well, I want to get to the bottom of this story. I want to know what the truth is. What's the reality? That, first of all, allows for more exploring and understanding. And I can't emphasize enough how much happier you become once you have a better understanding of the world around you and those you disagree with politically. Because right now, there's, in my opinion, this effort to really demonize and even dehumanize the other side. And there's a lot of fear mongering going on. And if you have bought into that narrative, then you're going to walk through life thinking that half the country is full of neo-Nazis and, they're going to want to harm you. They're going to want to, destroy the country. And I just don't think that's a healthy way of looking at the other side. I think that there are gradations. I think there are, of course, extremes, but I don't think the extremes should be used to paint a picture of the entirety of the Republican voting base.
What's commendable here is Anna's challenging the divisiveness that we've seen rise up lately in progressive spaces. The constant labeling and tribalism has created silos and echo chambers where meaningful discussions are almost impossible. Studies even back this up. According to Pew Research, 80% of Americans, regardless of political ideology, believe the other side is closed-minded. That shows the political divide is the widest it's been in decades. Anna's willingness to call this out takes real intellectual honesty. And that's impressive, especially coming from someone with a platform like hers.
When you start implementing this mindset of, well, this group has been historically bad, and even though the people in this group weren't even around when all the bad things were happening, it's okay.
Even though their ancestors were in another country at the time.
Exactly. We should demonize all of them because they're all the same, and they all, the whole Karen thing. I remember doing those Karen segments on TYT, and as we were doing them, it just felt gross, but I wasn't quite understanding why I felt what I was feeling. I wasn't confident enough in speaking out and saying these are private citizens. And yeah, there's video of them behaving poorly, but they're still private citizens. And I don't know what we're accomplishing by ruining their lives, right?
Yeah.
But we were doing those segments, and finally I just kind of talked to my, the founder of TYT, my co-host Cenk Uygur, and I was just I don't like these segments. I think it's wrong to target regular people. People make mistakes, and we don't even have the full context of these stories. We don't know what happened before the video started rolling. We don't know a lot, and we're just demonizing these people.
This part is so important. Anna's reflecting on her own infamous Karen moment, publicly shaming people, often without the full context and the full picture. And she's admitting, hey, this wasn't right. And that kind of self-reflection is rare, especially today. Cancel culture has become a weapon of the far left, where even a mistake or something taken out of context can literally ruin somebody's life. A recent poll showed that 46% of Americans believe that cancel culture has gone too far. And seeing Anna take a step back from this far swing of the left is refreshing and very optimistic, in my opinion. Demonizing people with different views or different political views just deepens the divide. It doesn't bring anybody together. Over half the country agrees that these discussions have become less civil, and people aren't even willing to hear the other side out. When you go to college campuses, most conservative speakers are picketed or shut down because their opinion, not how they're saying it, not the delivery, but just the opinion itself, is considered hate speech and damaging to people who disagree.
They wouldn't answer me.
They're trying to bring people in 3 at a time. They're trying to bring them in through the back door. They're trying to make sure that people have access. But there's only so much that they can do when the president of this university, who shut down this event in the first place because he's a totalitarian, when he refuses to stand up for basic principles of free speech in this country.
And that's something that's risen up in our generation rather than previous ones.
At some point last year, the other thing that really hit me was the difference between my upbringing and what the Democratic Party espouses. I was raised by very tough parents. And I would say, like, even though I'm a millennial, an older millennial, I would say my upbringing is more similar to how Gen X was raised, right? Like,
Welcome.
no, but I think that was the right way, because it teaches you to be self-sufficient and honestly empowered, right? Like, I always felt empowered to choose my destiny.
Right.
To, like, if I work hard, and I get it, there are issues in our government, in our system. There are things that, you know, have served as obstacles for younger generations that didn't necessarily exist for older generations. I get all of that. However, we all get to wake up in the morning and make choices for ourselves. And when I hear the Democratic Party constantly disempower people of color, because that's what they're doing. I mean, really think about it. Like, they keep using this messaging that infantilizes them and makes them seem as though, you know, if it weren't for us white saviors, you know, messing around with these laws and policies, they would never be able to survive. And I find that so gross. I'll give you a specific example. This drove me crazy. Culver City schools, they took a look at their honors program and they realized that there was a real disparity between the white students and the Latino students. Very few Latino students had enrolled in the honors program. So they decided the right thing to do would be to just scrap the honors program altogether. And that pissed me off. And it pissed me off because, first of all, you're not actually addressing the issue here. I think those Hispanic students are capable of greatness.
Right.
You just have to do the work to get them there. You know? And when you scrap the program, you're essentially communicating to all the students, no, we're going to get rid of this opportunity because we don't believe in you guys. It's just, it's doing away with an opportunity rather than seeing what the flaws are in our education system and then rising to the occasion to help these students, you know, where we do see the disparity, you know, get to where we want them to be. That's the right way to approach it.
Anna has the intellectual honesty to confront the problems within her own party. She's calling out some of the same problems that many of us have been calling out for years. The left has gone down a dangerous path, regardless of what side you're on. I think we can all agree that the left has gone down this dangerous path of tribalism, cancel culture, intersectionality. And it's not easy for someone in her position to shift stances like this. So for that, I have a lot of respect for. We need more figures who are willing to challenge certain ideas when they really don't agree with them, regardless of their political allegiance. So, what do you think? Is Anna going to completely leave the left? Or do you think she's hoping that the left will come back to more of a moderate position that it once had in our past? But I think all of us can agree, including Anna, that the left has gone too far. Thanks for watching. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. If you haven't, check out some of the other videos. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.